Hi buddies, now we would understand the difference between the copied and the shared. We have done the theory already while we did variables in the video 7. Today we will practically try to see the difference, okay? So to tell it in brief, copied means if a variable is copied and it is in job 1 and you updated it, the updated value is not considered in another job. Shared means it's like sharing is caring, right? I gave you that analogy. So if a variable is updated in job 1, then its impact is seen in job 2 as well, or one of the jobs that are running parallelly, okay, and that would access that particular same variable. Okay, so let's get started, because seeing the practicals you would understand it better. So I would just create a new orchestration job, maybe V10, copied and shared. Okay, so let's get started. What we'll be doing is I will be using Python components. Okay, so that way you will learn one more component today. So this is the Python component. Okay, how does the Python component work? This is just the comments, and wherein they have explained this very beautifully how to use it. If you want to just print any variable, use this command. You want to update any of your variables, and which we are going to do today, is you use this particular format. If you are going to access a grid variable, print a grid variable, this is how it is. And if you are updating a grid variable, this is how it looks, because it's a list of lists, right? I have not done grid variables as of now. I'll be sharing a survey, so I want to know what you want to see next. So if there is enough of people who would love to understand this, I would take up the grid variables and grid iterator as well. Coming back to this, what we would do is I will first create the structure. So another tip over here, copy and paste. So that's easy. And let me just set this up first, and then I will explain it to you. Okay, I'll be using this Python to update the value. So value, and this would be just to print the value in this updated branch. So I would call this other branch, this I would call this updating branch, and this I would call this another branch, just printing the value in other branch, other job. Okay, and this would be the first one, which will not be affected by the updated value, because this is happening parallelly, right? It will only affect when I print here, if it had to affect, right? So let me say value in other branch, other job. After, will it be, will a variable be affected? Okay, so what we will do, how will we update our branch? We will first create variables. So I have already created the two variables, that are copied variable and shared variable, set numeric, and I'll be using AWS CRED itself. I have just set it to 1 and 1. You only need to know that we have a two variables, copied variable and shared variable, and if you notice, I've changed the behavior to copied and shared, and both are set to 1. Okay, that is all you need to do, and I'll say okay. Let me make this default, because I'm going to use AWS CRED, and inside this we are going to print the variable first before I update, so that I'm just sure. If you notice, it's in this format itself, that is print this. In case you want to add a text, this is a normal Python, there's nothing special in this. Normally in Python, this is how you print it. Okay, so once you print it, I would like to update the value. Print updating values. Okay, and I will use this format itself. See over here, I want to update the copied variable, and I want to change the value from 1 say to 2. This has to be in quotes. Similarly, another variable, update variable, this time which variable? The shared variable, and I'll update this to 3. So initially it was 1, and now I'm updating over here to 2 and 3. Okay, I can just print after the update. Usually don't put so many prints, it's just for y'all to understand. Oh, yeah, initially the value is 1 1, and after updating it becomes 2 3. So what the others will be doing is just printing this value. Okay, so we're just checking that, and we're just updating it. This might seem very silly, but this is the best way to, and easiest way. So what we have done, there are two parallel jobs, parallel lines running. It's one job, but it's two parallel lines running. We are updating the value here, and obviously that impact won't be seen here, but when you're printing here, this is the updated branch, so it will anyways pick up the value 2 and 3. But what happens in the other branch? Okay, what do we expect? So in case if it was a shared variable, since it's sharing is caring, that value should be updated, right? But for a copied variable, that would not happen. Okay, so let's run this and see. It has run already, and let's see the value. So when the first job ran, like we saw, initially it was 1, it's moved to 2 and 3. This is the name of your job, okay, a name of your component. So in first it should remain 1 1 as expected, and in the updated job, this is about the Python in the same branch as updated, it has moved to 2 and 3 as expected. But what happened in the parallel branch? As you see, the shared variable is updated to 3, but the copied variable still remains 1. What it means is when they are parallel branches, it is not going to get affected, okay, if it is a copied variable. I think that's a great and good conclusion, and it's very easy to understand. That's all I had to convey to you today. In the next session, I plan to explain a few transformation components, or maybe I'll go to a flow component. Let's see. So stay tuned.